Hey, how's it going, folks? This is Charles. Um, yeah, now I'm live. Cool. Going live once again on YouTube to talk a little bit more about the upcoming webinar I have coming up on Wednesday, October 4th at 3 p.m. until 4:30 p.m. And it's a free webinar for people to get signed up for. And what I'm talking about is missed calls to small businesses. This is for small, medium-sized businesses that have they're not always able to answer the phone. And one example I've been using a lot is one business owner I talked to last weekend has 3 business lines. And even with those 3 business lines, he's not always able, him and his staff are not always able to answer the phone when someone calls. They get multiple calls all at the same time. And, all 3 of them, all phone lines are tied up and they're getting additional calls. So they're missing calls in the background as well. So he's putting in a 4th line. And then I was talking to him and his team about this with the missed call text back. Even with this feature, even if all 3 of them were on the line, or fourth line now that they're going to have coming up, is this allows them to stay in contact, to keep the contact warm, even if they're on the phone, in a meeting, on the road, or what have you. There's always instances where people are always, someone else is always on the phone. And it seems to come in like globs. You get multiple phone calls all at the same time, and then nothing for an hour or 2. It's just life. So how you work around that, what you do, how you address that, really depends on well, not depends on, but that defines your level of success that you're going to have. So one of the things I wanted to do today, after going, through the ROI calculator and a couple other like mindset points and perspectives, how we actually look at this problem, I want to actually demo today for you real quick how pretty much easy this is to get set up once we have the whole A2P thing kind of taken out of the equation. Now, we can't just take it out of the equation. You still have to apply for it in order for this to work. But the steps before and after the A2P registration is pretty quick and painless on the back end. And this is what we set up for you, our customers, and how this actually all works. So let me share my screen here. Let me see if this will actually cooperate with me today. All right, so here we're looking at the dashboard. This is like a blank account that I have set up within ROI Ninja CRM. This is essentially what we're looking at when we set up a new account. So if you would log into a new account, this is basically what you're going to see is whole lots of zeros and not much else. So this is just kind of like the beginning. I've been using this account to kind of do the setup videos and everything that we've been building within ROI Ninjas University, which I have not spoke about yet, but this is one of the benefits of actually getting on board, and the onboarding process that we take every customer through, of getting their account set up and walking them through that process, plus also having video tutorials that walk them through this so that they understand the process and they can do it later on or make changes later on if they want to. So without further delay, that's what this is. So we're looking at this my screen capture here of the actual account. So when we want to set up missed call text back, one of the first things we need to do is actually go into phone numbers. And as you can see, nothing is set up here, but A2P 10 DLC compliance is not registered yet. And that is part of what I was talking about a couple of days ago with this whole compliance thing. This is not my company. This isn't like our third party service providers. This is something that all the cell phone carriers and, you know, in the US are mandating. And basically, in a nutshell, what A2P 10DLC is basically verifying that you say who you are, that you say you are, that your business is legitimate, and to cut down on spam and crap. So that's what this whole thing is here. So ignoring this part of it, because this part can actually be pretty lengthy. It can be a pain in the ass, but it can be rather quick and painless, because one of the first things you can do is go in here and select a toll-free number. So if you go in here, like here's phone numbers based on like area codes. But what we want to do is actually get something that is a toll-free number, which is actually seems to be a lot quicker to get the initial setup going forward. So once that number is set up, we can actually go back to the business profile, and we can scroll down here, and right here, missed call text back is right where we set this up. This is kind of where this all, blends together, is we just go in here and we basically say, hey, this is your company name, your business name, whatever you want to call it. And I saw that we missed your call. How can we help you? That's it. That's all you're doing is every time. So when we set up that, that 800 number that we were talking about, and you file for your registration and stuff, it gets approved. When someone calls your business, when we set this number up within your system, which gets forwarded to your existing phone line. So you don't have to really change anything. Really, all we do is we just kind of add this to your social media pages and stuff like that, so that it's in the first position. This is the number that people call first. If you're available, you answer the call, the system does nothing. But if you're busy, if the phone's busy, you're already in on the phone, you're in a meeting, you can't answer the phone, you're on vacation, or you're sleeping, or you're up on a roof working on a customer's project, or you're in their basement working on their furnace, whatever your industry is, there's times where, you're under a vehicle, you're at the customer's home, doing work, you're out at the job site building shit, and you can't always answer the phone. That's a given. Stuff happens, and you don't always have people available to answer the phone for you. So once you have this 800 number set up, we can forward it to that number. If you can answer it, great. If you can't, that's great again, because what it's going to do is when this times out, it's going to send this text message to the number that just called. Now, if they're on a landline or something, obviously that's not going to work. But if they're on a cell phone or a text-enabled phone line, when they call you, it's going to send them this text message, and it's a way for you to start, to keep that conversation warm while you're busy. Now, obviously, you want to check your phone periodically during the day, after the meeting, after you're, even if you're on vacation or when you wake up, you want to check your phone. You want to see where you're at. And then this number, once it's set up, it automatically does that, and you can call them back, or it changes it into a text message conversation that you can have with them, because especially if you deal with some of the younger people, the younger generations, Gen Y, millennials, that are, starting to buy homes, they're starting to, have their own homes, or complications, vehicles, jobs, whatever your industry is, you can turn that conversation into a text conversation, which they are much more likely to reply to anyway. And it's a way for you to own their phones. That's it in a nutshell. So I'll be back again tomorrow with some more information about this entire process, the ROI Ninja CRM, the missed call text back, and how the two marry together to make your life so much easier and able to grow and scale your business without doing really any additional work on your part. You have the time to follow up on these conversations when you have the time, when you're done in your meetings, when you're done meeting with your patients, when you're done meeting with your customers, or when you get off the phone. If you're not registered for the webinar, please get signed up now. Space is filling up pretty quick. It's going to be limited to the first 100 people show up, unfortunately. And if enough people show up, and we're also going to try and live stream this as well. But really, to get the full experience of the event, plus some additional information that's only going to be available to people who register, you got to get registered. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it's it's a way that we can make sure that, the people that are really interested are receiving the information, all the information that we have to give you, which, we have some additional follow-up emails, some bonuses and stuff, a special deal that's only going to be available to people who actually register for the event. So get registered. I'll have the link in the description and or as a comment below. So, we'll see you then, or we'll be back again tomorrow with some more information about the upcoming free webinar. Take care. Have a great day.